Good. Couldn't get my video up just now. So I'm literally just going to make breakfast, and I thought I'd just put it on live and see what happened. Because sometimes I run over the 90 seconds and I find it really difficult to say everything that I want to say in 90 seconds. So this is my gut boosting breakfast, and I like talking about nutrition while I'm making it because I think it's really helpful to show you how I do things in my kitchen and make it actionable for you to do in your kitchen. So this is one of my absolute go-to breakfasts, and the reason I love it because it's got about 28 grams of protein and about 15 grams of fibre per serving. So I know that I'm going to be getting half of my fibre allowance for the day just in breakfast, and it's the really good fibre, it's the soluble fibre. I'll talk about it as I'm putting it in. But also protein, which is really important. There's newer research that shows that having a protein hit first thing in the morning helps the body to renew, regenerate, and gives it that the ability to repair for the rest of the day. It does it anyway, but there are certain mechanisms that switch on called mTOR, which I won't go into in here, when we eat sufficient protein at breakfast. So it's one of my things is trying to get people away from cereal and toast and get them onto protein at breakfast. So one of the things I love to do is instead of using porridge oats, for a change and to get the fibre up, I use chia and flax seeds. Massive debate here on milling and not milling. Chia seeds have 34 grams of fibre per 100 grams and 20 grams of protein. You can overdo it with chia seeds, so if you're not used to them, start slow. They've got quite a soft coating, which you can break down in your digestive tract when they're soaked. They're really, really rich in soluble fibre. And the difference is there's insoluble fibre like potato skins and tomato skins and bran that doesn't dissolve in water. That adds bulk to our stool. But the soluble fibre that goes like jelly is food for our gut microbiome. And they take that fibre and produce lots of substances that are supportive for our gut health. So that's why I like chia seeds. Flax seeds, these are my golden flax seeds, are lovely, but they're a little bit harder. So it's harder for us to break them down in the digestive tract. So lots of them will just pop out the other end exactly as they have been eaten. So they're one that I do tend to mill. You can buy them milled. I like to mill my own because I want to make sure that the nutrient content's really high and that they haven't oxidized at all. So what I do, and I don't know if I can recommend this to everybody, it depends what your food processor is like. I pop my chia and flax seeds in a bullet blender and bullet blend it very, very quickly. I don't leave it in there for long because I don't want it to overheat. These are really best for liquids. But I do a quick blast and I end up with a powder like this. I've just done that because it's super loud. And I keep that then in the fridge in a jam jar to keep it as fresh as possible. And so what I do is I normally have about 2 level sort of dessert spoons. I try and do about 30 grams. Sometimes I go a little bit higher. So that was literally 32 grams. I don't know if you can see, I've just popped it in there. It will swell up. So that's already got about 10 grams of fibre. I'm going to put a bit more in, up it a little bit more, because I'm going to up it with the fruit in a minute as well. So I'm going to have a little bit more because I know I can tolerate it. And then I'm going to, that's also, by the way, got about, that's about 8 or 9 grams of protein in it already. So then what we're going to do is add the yogurt. The key with yogurt is there's 2 things you need to look for. One for the protein. So when you've got something, turn it over, look for the protein, and look for one that's got 9 or 10 or even higher grams of protein per 100 grams. If you just go for a normal natural yogurt, they only have about 3.5 grams. And so if you've got higher protein, it's going to keep you full up for longer. So I like this one, which is Fage or Fage, as we are told we're meant to pronounce it. That's got 10 grams, that's a 2%. The other thing you need to look for is it live? Is it a live yogurt? This one is, it's got, I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't read. It's got Bulgaricus, which is often found in kefir, Thermophilus, Acidophilus, Bifidus, and Casei. Casei is a really nice one. This one I found as well. Yeo Valley have just bought out a Greek recipe strained yogurt, 9 grams of protein per 100 grams. And this again has got lots of nice strains in it too. Sometimes I add a little bit of kefir. Kefir's only got about 3.5 grams of protein, so it's lower in protein, but it's runny, but it's got a bigger hit and it's got more probiotic bacteria in it. So next I'm going to add in the protein and the bit that fills you up, which is the yogurt. So I'm just going for the one that's the oldest in my fridge, which is this one. You can see I just buy lots of different ones. It depends how I'm feeling. So I'm going to put about 150 to 200 grams. It depends on your size and what you're going to be doing for the morning, how hungry you are. I've just splashed it all down my front. Clean. My lovely clean shirt. I think I've put too much in there. I'm actually going to put 200, but you might only want 150. It's not loads, but it's enough, and that will keep you going for quite a long time. I'm then going to loosen it up. I'm going to put a little bit of kefir in there just because I really like kefir and it's got loads of good nutrients. So I'm now on to 280. I'm weighing it out for you just to show you, look, this is actually how I do it. I then add some milk. This is Plenish milk. It's an almond milk, just adding that in. I put about 100 mils in there and then I'm going to stir it up. It's because the chia seeds are mega thirsty. They're going to absorb, that soluble fibre absorbs water like a gel. So that's brilliant in our gut because, oh, sorry, asking me questions. I've only just seen. I use a Thermomix or a Nutri-Ninja. Sorry, I've only just seen you asking. It's because I've put my glasses on now. Otherwise, I just see people are joining. So sorry. If you've got a question, ask again. This is meant to be interactive after all. What was I talking about? Oh, the soluble fibres. Yeah, the insoluble fibre adds bulk and the soluble fibre adds as I said, feeds the gut bacteria. But it does swell up a lot in the gut, which is why it helps to keep the keep everything moving. She uses a bullet blender. Thank you. Please can I save this so I can come back to it? Yeah, I've got it on there somewhere as my gut boosting breakfast. Maybe I can write it in the caption below. I'll just copy and paste it in. So that's my main part of my breakfast. And then I'm going to add some fruit. I've got strawberries. Raspberries have got masses of fibre. They've got 7 grams per 100 grams, whereas strawberries only have 2 grams, which is good to know. These are frozen fruits from Marks and Spencer's. They're phenomenal. They're mixed berries, have these massive great, I think they're boysenberries in there, as well as strawberries and things like that. So I'm going to stick them in. I've actually got a few fresh strawberries as well that I had, so in they go. I almost don't want to mess it up because it looks so pretty. So I'm going to put a whole load of berries in there. Just that one's just decided, the raspberry there has just fallen apart. What you can do is you can add, just for a little bit of taste, you can add some nut butter, you can add some tahini. Beware of Instagrammers' portion sizes for nut butters. I know you see them like drizzling it, or not drizzling, like ladling it onto their food. A teaspoon of nut butter is about 100 calories. Now, I don't count calories, but if you are trying to lose weight, and I have people that say they can't understand why they're not losing weight and they're having tablespoons of peanut butter every day, that's sometimes why. But tahini is really nice because it's ground sesame seeds, which are really, really rich in calcium. So it's nice to put some of that on the top. See, I only use a little bit. I just want a little bit for the flavour, so I'm not really going to count on that for the calcium in this meal. Yogurt will have to take care of that. But can you see I've got a gut boosting breakfast, which you can either, let me just lift it up. Are you still asking me questions? Hold on a moment. Could you repeat the quantities? Yeah, I did about 30 to 40 grams of ground chia and flax seeds. I did 200 grams of yogurt. I did about 100 mils of kefir and 100 mils of milk. I think just see how it goes. You want the consistency to be loose, not hard. You don't want it to, get stuck in your throat, particularly if you're not used to eating chia seeds. So what it looks like is this. I mean, it would make it nicer if I was, photographing it for social media. But you just mix it up. Can you see I've actually got a whole layer on the bottom there? I need to mix that in. So mix it in. I let it sit for about 15 minutes. Is it quite thick? If it's thick, I just thin it out with a bit of water or a bit more milk. It's not looking very pretty. But that's it. And it's an amazing gut boosting breakfast. It will absolutely keep you full up till lunchtime. So if you don't eat Special K, eat this because this is going to have all your protein. I don't know how many, I think it's about 15 grams of protein. No, sorry, it's completely wrong. It's 28 grams of protein and about 15 grams of fibre with the fruit in. So it's an amazing start to the day. But if you're not used to using chia seeds, go slow. Have you soaked the chia seeds? No, I've ground them because then they swell up quicker. That's why I'm saying let it sit for a little bit, just so it's gonna thicken up a bit, and eat it soft. It makes no difference whether you mill them or not. It doesn't affect the fibre. The soluble fibre is still in there. It's just been chopped up. So you should be drinking 2 litres of water a day anyway. This is general advice, everyone. This is not specific advice for someone that's got chronic constipation or an inflammatory bowel disease. This is general advice for healthy individuals. While I'm a nutritionist, I always say I'm not your nutritionist because I don't know your background. But people do well on chia seeds and flax seeds, and the flax seeds also have both of them have some omega-3s in them. They've got the alpha-linolenic acid. You need to convert it. That's the only downside. And we have to convert it into its active forms of omega-3, which are DHA and EPA. We're not very good at converting it because the enzymes that do it are competitive, so they're doing other chemical reactions at the same time. So actually to get that into the active form is quite tricky for the body. So if you're completely plant-based or hate oily fish, you might need to take a omega-3 algae supplement. I will put the recipe underneath. I'll put it live in a moment. Was there a food grater? I use I tend to use a Thermomix, and I realise they are super expensive. They are an investment. I've had one for probably 15 years or longer now. They are an amazing piece of kit. But you can use a Magimix, you can use whatever. What are too many chia seeds? I don't know. It's a person, it depends how big you are as well. I could be talking to someone that's 4'8" and weighs 40 kilos and someone that's 6'7" and weighs 100 kilos. So you've got to always think of it like that as well. How big are you? And how strong is your gut? So I would say, I personally wouldn't go above 50 grams per day. I tend to do 30 to 40 because I know I can handle that. I know it makes me poop really well. If you want your Mr. Whippy poops, this is the way to do it. Oh, sorry, that's gross. That's how we talk about them in clinic. But I think start slow. If you're not used to having this, start with 10 grams and see what happens. But make sure they're soft and they're not going to get stuck in your throat. Are unsoaked chia seeds on the yogurt just as good? Yeah, just let them soak in a bit with the yogurt. You don't have to soak them overnight or forever. Just, give them 15 or 20 minutes. Or my hob's beeping at me. As I said, we're grinding them. I've ground them for this recipe, so they're super fine. But you can just put regular chia seeds in, but leave them a bit longer. They will plump up, but they'll carry on plumping up inside you. That's right. So you do need to drink more water while you're having them. So I hope that inspires you for your breakfast. I'm probably going to push stop in a moment because I think it'll get too long and everyone will get terribly bored watching it. But if you like these sort of videos, let me know in the comments when I post it live, and let me know what you'd like me to make, because I'm making it anyway, so I may as well make it with you guys. So thank you for watching. I hope this inspires you maybe for tomorrow's breakfast. Lots of love. Thank you for watching. Bye.